I consider it one of the most beautiful islands in the world, and it's right here in Canada, Prince Edward Island. Gorgeous scenery, great food, and wonderful, friendly islanders who love to welcome us folk from away. So I want to thank Honda Canada for selecting PEI as the place to launch its brand new edition of the Odyssey. Now please, I've said it before, don't touch that dial because I said minivan. I mean, how many people do you know that just love minivans? Well, I'd be one of them, and if I had kids, I'd be picking a minivan over an SUV any day. And you know, there are very few companies building minivans, Toyota, Kia, and Chrysler, and of course Honda. And Honda does not have a history of making bad decisions. So what's the secret that we don't know about the success and why they continue to build the minivan? Let's find out.
Well, I think the reality is people have a lot more choices nowadays than they used to. But the fact remains that I think the minivan, if you have a family with young kids, is still the ultimate family hauler.
So that's the corporate view on the minivan business. But what about your average Canadian? Well, my buddy Kevin Boomer Gallant has lived here his entire life. In fact, he was the weatherman on another network for 31 years, and he just retired. So he thought, why not put the Boomer on the streets of Charlottetown and pose the question, would you buy a minivan?
Canada's first Prime Minister, Sir John A. Macdonald. Johnny, would you buy a minivan? Louder. Stone cold reaction. Let's go find some people. Would you?
I have a minivan, so yes.
And you like your minivan?
Yes.
All right, Honda is in town with their new Honda Odyssey. It's right over here.
What I have a Honda Odyssey.
And you're happy?
I love it.
All right, Honda Odyssey, the new one is in town here. Nice looking one. Would you buy this one?
Sure.
All right, let's go talk a deal. Come with me. All right, buddy? All right.
Absolutely. I've owned minivans for the last 20 years and I love them. Nothing has the space of a minivan.
All right, Honda's in town with their new Honda Odyssey. You like the look of this one?
Oh, it's fantastic. I think it's really sharp.
Not right now, I wouldn't.
All right, but Honda's in town with the new Honda Odyssey, and you're looking at over here. What do you think?
Where?
Right behind me here.
Oh, yeah. Looks good. Looks good. Yeah.
Would you buy that one?
I'm a Nissan person.
All right, well, thanks very much. Enjoy the Nissan, okay? All right, is that the one over there with the flat tire?
Now, as we all know, crossovers are the rage, the bread and butter for car companies. But I was thinking the other day, the Odyssey might have actually started out life in 1995 as a crossover. What do you think?
We didn't call it a crossover back then. I think the term really didn't exist, but that's what it was. It was a smaller package. Of course, the doors opened a little differently than what they do today, where it was a regular sedan door style. But it evolved from there, and I think families really took a liking to it.
We found that it was always difficult with child seats installed in the vehicle to get into the third row for kids or adults. With the Magic Slide seat, now you can move that seat laterally and get into the third row very easy without having to remove the child seat at all. So we do have a new 3.5-liter direct injection V6 engine that we have mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission or a 10-speed world's first automatic transmission on the touring trim. This 10-speed automatic transmission, that's where you're going to get your best driving experience. Really smooth shifting, great highway performance, overall great fuel economy during the city as well.
You know, up front in this Odyssey, I'm telling you, there is simply tons of room for all your stuff. The other thing they've got going for them is called Cabin Watch, and it allows you to watch the kids, young and old, in the back seat. It's also very safe when it comes to active safety. In fact, Honda sensing is now standard. Now, I do have one pet peeve, and it's the gear selector. I know it's on other Honda product. I know they put it there from a design point of view to give you room for all your stuff. I don't like it. I don't find it intuitive. It's just not my cup of tea. So the bottom line with this Honda Odyssey, it's safe, it's comfortable inside, and lots to entertain the family. Seems like yesterday I was sitting in the back seat of the station wagon with my parents asking me to count white horses to help pass the time.
This is a great island to go for a tour, whether you're in a Honda Odyssey or any van. It's a great spot to load the kids in the car and go for a drive. That's what Prince Edward Island is all about. We're not spread out over 1,000 miles, we're just a couple of hundred miles, and everywhere you turn, there's a destination, something to find, something to discover.
How old are you? And I want you to look at that camera and talk to other young people. And what would you have to say there?
I'm mid-30s. I would say this is the best minivan you could buy. There's nothing like it on the market. Don't go for an SUV. A minivan is the way to go.